change is one of the main challenges of the 21st century with wide-ranging effects. It captures the progressive changes in Earth's climate patterns, including the temperature increases, precipitation, and the increasing sea level. And climate phenomena are becoming more frequent, including storms, extreme heat waves, floods, and wildfires. However, global climate is still changing quickly and it has an impact on the physical environment in addition to all aspects of human and natural systems. Human activity also has contributed to the climate change, including the burning fossil fuels, deforestation, manufacturing, pollution, energy consumption, and many more factors. Therefore, small lifestyle adjustments, purchasing patterns can have a big impact on creating a more sustainable future. So the awareness is also very important as it enables people to make a sustainable decision in their daily life toward the environmentally friendly habits. As environmental issues worsen, it is more important for people to take on their personal responsibility for addressing the climate.
In 2008, members Rajandran and Lisa as for the potential impact of communication and marketing on population behavior regarding climate change. Utilizing a public health ecological model, the study assessed interventions, effectiveness in increasing behaviors, gaining policy support, identifying target audiences, and crafting impactful messages. The study aligns with our report underscoring the urgent acknowledgement of the global threat posed by climate change to health and well-being. 2020, Mela and team conducted a systematic review on psychological distance and pro-environmental behaviors, aligned with our study which aims to deepen our understanding of people's behavior and responsibilities concerning climate change. Generally, individuals exhibit a higher propensity for pro-environmental behaviors when perceiving climate change as personal. Generational portrait of Spanish society in the face of climate change focus on the evolving significance of climate change in Spanish society, particularly from a generational perspective. While the study may not provide a comprehensive understanding of climate change on a global scale, it does offer a valuable overview for our research. The study shows that younger demographics show higher awareness, contrasting with older individuals. In conclusion, these studies collectively underscore the intricate dynamics influencing climate change perceptions, from communications strategies to psychological factors and generational.
For methodology, we using structured quantitative survey questionnaire with Google Forms, where we employ the random and convenient sampling. First, we select the participant where the data collect not only from university students but also public through the distribution on social media. And we implement the Google Forms survey. We create the questions that related to our topic, and then we distribute the survey link to the public and allow participants to respond through the links, and we collect the response through the Google Sheet. And we analyze the data, use a statistical model to draw our insights related to our topic. In Google Form, section 1 is about the demographic profiles, and section 2 is to test the individual knowledge and awareness related to the climate change, and section 3 is behavior toward climate change, section 4 the individual action being taken toward climate change, and the last section is expectation for the future.
Now for the results and analysis from the data collection process. In analyzing the demographic data, among 123 respondents, the majority 75.7% falls within the 22 to 25 age bracket, with 8.9% in both the 18 to 21 and 26 to 29 age groups. Gender distribution includes 65 females and 58 males. As for education-wise, 84.8% hold degrees, 8.7% have diplomas, 4.3% pursue masters or higher education, and 2.2% completed secondary education. In terms of occupation, 78% are students, 15.4% work in the private sector, and 3.3% each are in the public sector, employed or self-employed. This demographic overview provides essential context for interpreting our survey results. Moving on to the understanding of climate change. When asked if they are well informed about the causes of climate change, 48% strongly agreed and 42.3% agreed on being well informed about climate change causes. Remarkably, no respondents disagreed, but 9.8% remained neutral. This indicates a solid understanding among the majority, yet efforts are needed to raise awareness for the remaining neutral group. Secondly, when examining beliefs on human activities contributing to climate change, 48.8% agreed and 44.7% strongly agreed, with no disagreements and neutrality from 6.5% of the respondents. This broad agreement reflects a heightened awareness and concern among the 123 respondents. In the next chart, when asked if the respondents feel to be knowledgeable on the effects of climate change, 53% felt knowledgeable about climate change effects, with 33% strongly agreeing. However, 11.4% were neutral and 1.6% disagreed. To address this, ongoing education is crucial. Let's ensure everyone understands the urgency and takes informed actions to mitigate climate consequences, as knowledge is key.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Rajandran. I'll be talking about the understandings of climate change, whether the respondents stay updated on the current environmental issue related to the climate change or not. From the survey result shows that there are significant numbers of people, 27.4%, have a moderate level of agreement regarding this issue. So this means that they actively seek information and stay informed about the topic. Additionally, 26.8% of respondents agreed to the statement, indicating that they are engaged in staying updated on these issues. Another group of respondents, 27.6%, have a very high level of agreement, showing they are extremely committed on staying informed about climate change. However, a small percentage, 8.1%, have a low level of agreement, suggesting that they are not as concerned or engaged with the topic. It is important to note that none of the respondents strongly disagree with this statement, indicating that there is some level of awareness and interest among participants. The next one is behavior towards climate change. Do people often recycle their household waste in order to reduce environmental pollution and greenhouse gas emission? Based on the survey result, can be seen that significant numbers of respondents, 43.9%, strongly agree that they often recycle their household waste in order to reduce environmental pollution and gas emissions. So this indicates a positive attitude toward recycling and understandings of its impacts on environment. Additionally, 22% of respondents will agree with statements. However, there are a small percentage of respondents, 24.4%, stay neutral with their response, suggesting there is still a room for improvement in terms of recycling household waste. Lastly, I will explain about individual action being taken toward climate change. How often do people engage in an effort to reduce their energy consumption in daily activities, such as using energy efficient appliances or turning off light when not needed? According to the survey result, out of 123 respondents, more than 50% answered that they always engage in an effort to reduce their energy consumption in daily activities. This shows that a large portion of respondents prioritize energy efficiency and actively taking a step to conserve the energy. Only a small percentage, 4.9%, answered that they rarely engage in energy-saving activities.
In Draft 1, 78.9% consider that the environmental impact of a product in their purchasing decisions to some extent. Only smaller percentage of 3.3% mention never considering the environmental impact when making a purchase. The overall shows a growing awareness and consideration of environmental factors in purchasing decisions, but there is still room for improvement, especially in reaching those who rarely or never consider such impacts. This data highlights an opportunity for education and initiative to promote more sustainable consumer choices. And then for question number 2, Graph 2, the data shows that most respondents, 66.1%, have personally taken steps to reduce their carbon footprints, indicating a significant portion of surveyed individuals are actively engaged in environmentally conscious practices. The reason behind not taking steps to reduce the carbon footprint in the remaining 33.9% could vary and might include lack of awareness, resources, or a perceived difficulty in implementing sustainable practices. And then for the last graph, the data reveals that most respondents, that is 74.8%, express a likelihood of adopting new sustainable behaviours in the next year. Only 0.8% report not at all likely to adopt such behaviours. Respondents expressing high indicates a potential willingness to embrace more environmentally friendly practices in the coming year. The low percentage of respondents indicating low likelihood suggests that there is generally a positive disposition towards adopting sustainable behaviours soon.
Moving on to the discussion, we see that there's a strong consensus on the urgency of climate change, and a majority of our respondents committed to be more conscious of their water usage, especially now after the water crisis that just happened. We could see that happening, and significant efforts to reduce waste through recycling practices, so the reduction of waste. And people are also very positively inclined towards sustainable transportation options to reduce their carbon footprint. However, we do have some areas for improvement where we would need targeted education to raise awareness of the impact. There's also uncertainty in terms of renewable energy, so we need more education in that aspect. For sustainable transportation too, there are a lot of barriers that need to be reduced. And lastly, we also need to reduce waste in terms of product packaging choices by implementing policies to adopt more eco-friendly packaging. And all of this ties into needing a better environment. So these are our main highlights from the data we have analyzed. Hence, in conclusion, we can see that there is a very clear positive trend in eco-conscious actions. Some policies we would like to suggest would be to incentivize sustainable practices by individuals and businesses, to have better transportation options and also packaging. So these need to be incentivized and improved upon for more sustainable options that consumers would like to adopt and follow to improve their environmental advocacy. Yes, there is some limitations in terms of data, because it's self-reported, so people may lie or may hide their true intentions. However, we did try our best to achieve data that was as true as possible. Lastly, we do hope that there will be a more widespread awareness of climate change and individual behavior in the future, where we understand our role in this fight for a better environment and take the steps toward it. With that, we would like to say thank you so much.